Let's make a web app that's basically like Paint, but not Paint more modern, so like a canvas where you can draw. But not just with a brush, but multiple brushes. Pixel, smooth, neon, layer opacity with a slider. You should be able to upload and rearrange layers with drag text layer. Oh, and it should have history slash undo redo. Color shadow selection. Is that text?
Okay, now let's do it the right way. Today, I'm going to show you how to build applications with Flowcrest. For this example, we'll be making a simple image editing web app. The nice thing about Flowcrest is that you can export your thought process into a format an AI agent can actually understand. That means you can sketch out the structure first, test different logic and layout ideas, and spot mistakes early without burning tokens. Once the structure feels right, that's when you bring in your AI agent to build on top of it. In the bottom right corner, you'll find your profile menu, where all your saved projects are listed. At the top left, you'll see your project settings. Here, you can name your project, add a user prompt to initialize your AI agent. This will be a short description of your project in the first rows of your master prompt. The master prompt that we can export from the application already contains the basic context on how your agent should interpret the JSON file created from your visual chart. So you just have to provide a short description specifically to your project and mention the environment that you want to work in. For example, if it's a web app, state that it's a web app. If it's a Python script or some Swift application, you should state it inside this user prompt. Let's create a new project and call it tutorial. We'll state that this is a web app so the AI knows what environment to use. There's also an autosave option. I recommend keeping it on, but it's still a good idea to occasionally manually save your projects. Once saved, you'll see your new tutorial project appear in the project list. At the top right, you can access your import and export settings. You can import an IDE project that you created earlier if you want to overlook the basic structure visually or maybe rebuild it with a cleaner, more robust structure. To do this, you copy this prompt into your AI agent while your code base is open, and the AI will provide you with a JSON file in the format interpretable by the node editor featuring the main modules, elements with the appropriate connections, and overall node structure of your existing code base. You can then import that JSON into the editor and overlook it, make changes, and export for a rebuild, for example. This is a work in progress feature, so use it like one. But if you are not satisfied by the results, you can always tweak the prompt for your agent, so it creates a structure more suitable for your needs. You can also export the AI prompt. This is your master prompt that tells the agent how to make sense of your JSON structure, plus it will contain your user prompt that we have already set earlier. You can also export the JSON file. These two are meant to work together. With the JSON copied into your codebase or project folder, simply copy the prompt into your AI agent, and it will interpret the JSON to build your app. For less complicated workflows, you can copy the JSON and prompt together into one text. But based on the complexity of your project, this text might be very long because of the JSON, so I only recommend this if it's a less complicated project. You can add images to your nodes for style reference or direct use, for example, a logo or any picture that your app should directly show. For that, you have to describe your image also, so the AI knows what to do with it. For this very reason, you can also export a complete package, which includes your JSON, your prompt, and any images you're using, such as logos or design references. This creates a ZIP file with everything bundled. In the bottom left, you can adjust navigation settings, automatic, mouse, or touchpad. Mouse uses the scroll wheel for zoom and pressing the scroll wheel or space to pan around. With touchpad, you can pan by dragging 2 fingers and pinch to zoom. I recommend automatic, but if any trouble is present, you can always switch. Let's load the prepared image editor project I've set up. Here you can see a basic node structure. Some nodes are connected, others are not. Connections are not mandatory, only needed if there is a specific data that, for example, one module generates and the other will use. By clicking the +- icon in the top right corner of each node, you can show or hide its description. You can freely edit the order of node inputs and outputs by pressing the pencil icon. This might be necessary if you have tangled up connections and you want to see a cleaner picture. Drag and drop inputs and outputs to rearrange connections. Right-click and select Add Node to create one. Give it a name. Give it a description of what this module or this part of your program will be capable of. You can see that the node could be a standalone node without inputs or outputs, but optionally we can also add inputs or outputs to the node. Inputs and outputs can be reordered for clarity. With the plus or minus icon, you can show or hide the description of your node. Nodes can be connected by dragging from an output to another node's input, or disconnected by the knife tool, right-clicking and dragging. Use the box select tool to select multiple nodes by clicking and dragging. Move selected nodes together, or use shortcuts. Control/Command-A, select all. Control-C/Command-C, copy. Control+V/Command+V, paste. Control+X/Command+X, cut. Nodes can be grouped by creating a new group from selected nodes or adding them to an existing group. To add a node to a group, click Add to Group or just drag it inside. To remove it, right-click and select Remove from Group. You can delete nodes with the Delete key or right-click and select Delete. Delete node groups by right-clicking on the header. Node group deletion can include or exclude the contents. Groups themselves can be customized with a name, description, and color by double-clicking the header. Now let's export this project package and use it to build the image editor web app. I'll use Augment AI to do the coding. After downloading, you'll see the package includes everything. Here, even a logo image inside the logo node. Opening the unpacked folder in, say, Visual Studio, we copy the generated prompt into the AI chat. From here, the AI builds the application based on the JSON structure. While we wait, let me show you the layout I created for this demonstration. You can see here on the left side that this reddish group represents a header containing a logo, a multifunctional parameter menu which will be used for specifying the parameters of the currently active tool. For example, when a brush is active, we can set the color, thickness, or opacity. An active tool annunciator so that we can see which tool is active at the moment, and a save button to save our work. The blue group represents the toolbar. These will be our basic tools. As this is just a basic image editor, these are only some simple tools. This toolbar contains an upload button, a selection tool, a move tool, a transform tool, a drawing tool, and an eraser tool. You can see that we extract the selection output from the selection tool and use it in our move and transform tools, so that only the selected image will be moved or transformed by these tools. For the transform tool, we also get the mode selected from the multifunctional menu so that the tool knows if it's in perspective or free transform mode. The brush and eraser tools also have some parameters like thickness, opacity, or color that we can get from the multifunctional parameter menu, so we get that output and connect it to these inputs. The drag and drop functionality also got its own node, and you can see that the canvas node gets the picture from the drag and drop and also the upload button from the toolbar. These are all represented by node connections. At the end in the saving engine module, we get the picture to save from the canvas and we get the saving action from the save button in the header. These are also represented by connections. And so let's look at the final result. As you can see, the editor has been generated from just one prompt. The interface looks great and features like image upload, brush, and eraser work smoothly. Some tools, like crop and transform, still have bugs to iron out, but many core functions are already in place. And what's more important is that the app structure is much more thought out than with just simple prompting, so debugging will be much easier later. Active tool indicator works. Layer management works. with hiding and duplication. Save engine exports to JPEG and PNG formats. Overall, for a first build from a single prompt, the results are very impressive. Join the Flowcrest community, because soon the question won't be why Flowcrest, but was there really a time before it?